As long as 60 years ago, when I first started to read newspapers, I read of floods on the Yellow River and the Yangtze. Well, who rushed in with men and money to help? The Americans did, that's who. They have helped control floods on the Nile, the Amazon, the Ganges, and the Niger. Today, the rich bottomland of the Mississippi is underwater, and no foreign land has sent a dollar to help.
All right, folks, that was 41 years ago. Welcome to Give Me Five. Canadian radio newsman Gordon Sinclair read a tribute to the greatness of the United States of America. And it made such an impression that when he passed away, Ronald Reagan even referred back to it and lauded him for doing what he did and saying what he said. Maybe Barack Obama should be listening to this. Here's more.
Germany, Japan, and to a lesser extent Britain and Italy were lifted out of the debris of war by the Americans, who poured in billions of dollars and forgave other billions in debts. None of those countries is today paying even the interest on its remaining debts to the United States. When the franc was in danger of collapsing in 1956, it was the Americans who propped it up, and their reward was to be insulted and swindled on the streets of Paris. And I was there. I saw that.
I love it. I love the passion. And now he talks about, again, whenever there's a problem around the world, a natural disaster, who comes running?
When distant cities are hit by earthquake, it's the United States that hurries in to help. Managua, Nicaragua, is one of the most recent examples. So far this spring, 59 American communities have been flattened by tornadoes. Nobody has helped. The Marshall Plan, the Truman Policy, all pump billions upon billions of dollars into discouraged countries. And now newspapers in those countries are writing about the decadent, warmongering Americans.
And he's talking about the fact that economically we were suffering, the erosion of the dollar, and here he specifically addresses that and how the world, in his view, was cheering.
I'd like to see just one of those countries that is gloating over the erosion of the United States dollar build its own airplanes. Come on now, you, let's hear it. Does any country in the world have a plane to equal a Boeing jumbo jet, the Lockheed TriStar, or the Douglas 10? If so, why don't they fly them? Why do all international lines except Russia fly American planes? Why does no other land on Earth even consider putting a man or a woman on the moon? You talk about Japanese technocracy and you get radios. You talk about German technocracy and you get automobiles. You talk about American technocracy and you find men on the moon, not once but several times, and safely home again.
That's right. And now he talks about what the United States will do when they get out of the financial mess they're in.
You talk about scandals, and the Americans put theirs right in the store window for everybody to look at. Even the draft dodgers are not pursued and hounded. They're right here on our streets in Toronto. Most of them, unless they're breaking Canadian laws, are getting American dollars from Ma and Pa at home to spend up here. When the Americans get out of this bind, as they will, who could blame them if they said to hell with the rest of the world?
But of course, we did not do that. We have never done that, much to the chagrin of some people. And finally, and remember, we're listening to a Canadian radio newsman, Gordon Sinclair, Canadian, 41 years ago. And here's his final piece.
I can name to you 5,000 times when the Americans raced to the help of other people in trouble. Can you name to me even one time when someone else raced to the Americans in trouble? I don't think there was outside help even during the San Francisco earthquake. Our neighbors have faced it alone, and I'm one Canadian who is damn tired of hearing them kicked around. They'll come out of this thing with their flag high, and when they do, they're entitled to thumb their noses at the lands that are gloating over their present troubles.
Wow. Gordon Sinclair. And I got to tell you, I really do believe that many on the left, many so-called progressives and liberals, but progressives mostly, need to watch this and get educated on the Steve Malzberg Show.